Have you ever wondered how people remember you after a relationship? This is something that's kind of been thrown in my face recently in a really amazing way, a super powerful way, a way that even I couldn't even have imagined it to impact me so much. And I'm really excited to talk to you about this because I know it happens to many of the single people I work with. People just kind of circle back around, people you've known before. So let's talk about this. Let's really dive in and think about the impression we leave on others. I am Jacqueline, professional matchmaker with Discover Love Matches, and I've been matching people for so many, many, many years. And whenever somebody joins my agency and hires me as their private matchmaker, we get together and do a consultation and a client discovery forum, and I ask them about past relationships. And recently I did a video on, would you get back together with an ex? And for so long, I've always kind of come from a place of, what did you get out of it? What did you want? You know how like at the end of a relationship, you're like, oh, could have done better this, or why did I date that idiot? Or gosh, I really wish it had lasted longer, or you know what, it was fun, but it should have been shorter. But it's always from our perspective. And a lot of the questions I ask are from our perspective because we never get a chance to actually hear their perspective. Well, I must be asking to learn more about this because it is continuing to appear in my life in such a way that, I don't know, it's just kind of like making my head spin a little bit and make me go, oh my goodness, what's going on? And what I'm interested and intrigued by is I want to make sure at the end of this video, you put some comments if you've had some opportunities to talk to exes again. You know, there's always that long lost love, that person you kind of wish you had known better when you were younger on how to do things differently. There's the recent breakup. There's the breakup from years ago. And, you know, we all have our different chapters and different stages. And I believe people in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And sometimes we need to let them go. And sometimes we need to kind of keep a sacred place in our heart for them. And when it comes to balancing out karma, I do strongly believe that we have soulmates that are ones that we travel with all of our soul existence. And there's times that we have people that we just kind of need to balance some karma. Like they did a good deed for us and we can do something good for them, and that's as much as it is. And then there's that friend social connection of karma where you just know they're good people to be with. They might not be a lifelong love and intimacy partner, but they're somebody really special to you. So what I want you to think about is that moment when you've seen an ex and what did it trigger, but then to stop and think, what do you think they were thinking? So in my recent situation, in the last, I want to say about 3-4 weeks, month, I had 3 people in my past that significantly showed up again. And they were all very welcomed, very wonderful people, nothing negative. So that also helps because, yeah, if it was a really bad breakup or something very traumatic, it would be difficult. But to sit and talk with them has really woken me up to what they remembered. You know, there's a memory I have from somebody I dated, probably like my first boyfriend, you know, so really, really long time ago when we were talking. And you think you get older, your memories are going to be different, or it's just a moment. And to then end up talking and realizing they have the exact same memory. So your memory was clear. Like the stories we tell ourselves are often real, and what they're remembering, what they thought happened, and what experience was going on. And, you know, to talk to somebody and actually hear what it was that happened, or when I broke up with him and how hard that was on him. I didn't know how hard it was. I was 15 years old. I didn't know any better. And so it's a matter of, I was putting up walls and protection. I was learning at a young age to have a hard time trusting people. And so the people that I would meet sometimes kind of got caught in that crossfire of my own teenage development. And it's interesting to think that there's people out there that are thinking about you. I mean, we think about people all the time. So why wouldn't they be thinking about us in return, even on a very loving, kind, adult time period because life has moved on. And then when I recently connected with a guy I dated a few years ago, we re-caught up. It was just interesting to hear the things that he missed about me in just a personality and an energy and zest for life. And then somebody I was dating not that long ago, but just they kept dropping the ball on ever making time, but knowing that they still wish they could make time. And it's interesting how much we impact people where they want us around, but we don't always know where we fit in. We don't always know where we stand. But to know that somebody remembers, whether it's they remember a family member. I mean, just hearing this person from high school remember how my dad was, 30 plus years ago. And it's so funny because he was my dad. And then to think of the impression he made on a teenage boy trying to date me. And it's so important to think about the way that the mind is working, the thoughts that we're thinking about, those impacts that we make. And I know I've definitely broken some hearts, and I realized that I didn't have all the coping skills, and thankfully that's why I do what I do, because I learned so much from my clients, and I also am so passionate to pass my knowledge on so that we hopefully together don't break too many more hearts. And it's also really powerful because there's that feeling of you think someone's moved on, and then you realize they have in a kind of way. Like they've accepted that you two can't be together anymore, but that doesn't mean it's negative. And when I started as a matchmaker, I had been dating a variety of people, and I was like, these are really great people. They're not for me, but somebody would so appreciate them. And it was part of the inspiration and bringing me to the point of actually starting a business where I wanted to match these wonderful people with their right match. And it kind of backfired on me because the gentlemen were still hoping they were going to get another date with me. And so they would go out hoping to see me also, but they weren't as attentive on the date. And it really woke me to realize how, yes, we have good gestures and we want to think good things, but sometimes we can't just be the one to save the ex to find the right person. And we also have to realize that everybody has a desire, a wish, and a want to be with you at different levels that you have made a connection with. So maybe you have somebody in your past who's still really thinking a lot about you, but hasn't done anything about it. It's not about getting back together. It's about sharing stories at chapters in life. Talking to a guy that I dated in high school and hearing the things that went through his head at 15 and, worried that I met somebody that could drive because he couldn't drive. And, the pain that we put ourselves through when we just don't know all the facts. We don't know what the other person is going through. But also thinking about what kind of an impression are you leaving behind? Are you somebody that after a breakup, you're done? You don't look back. You don't have anything to do with them? Because I hear that actually a lot. And I totally understand why people don't want to get back together with an ex. They're like, it didn't work then, why would it work now? But I'm also looking at people as they grow so much and they change and they evolve, just like hopefully you are too. And think about how if you were who you are today when you met them then, would you guys have had a greater chance? And vice versa. Maybe they've grown, maybe they've changed. But there's also a neat way just to have adult friendships that are special based on the fact that you have a previous foundation. And talking to these different individuals at different stages of my life have really, really opened my eyes to, in a way, not feel forgotten, not feel like people just don't remember me. I mean, I know I can be a little over the top, so I understand people always tell me you can't forget me very easily. But this was really important just to stop and think that on a one-on-one basis, there are people out there thinking good thoughts. And think about all the people that you think about, all the people that you maybe miss, but not necessarily want to get back together. But, if you could tell them a nice comment or a compliment of what you remember when you two were together, I bet you'd really warm their heart. It means a lot to know that even if the relationship didn't work forever, I mean, come on, that's a long time to be with one person. It's really important to know that each person impacted your journey, but I want you to give yourself credit because you have impacted their journey. I am finally feeling like I have this bright light of awareness that I'm like, whoa, I don't think I ever really took enough time to think where they were coming from, what they were thinking in the sense of the impact. So I want you to take a moment and think about, how do you exit? Are you one of those people that dramatically deletes? If you ran into an ex that was friendly and it was okay, it might have been a short relationship, might have been longer, how would you act? I was talking to someone and he said that when he saw an ex once and she literally ran out of the store. And that feeling of just constantly rejecting your ex, like if you were with somebody at some point, as long as you were never in danger, there could still be a friendship of a kindness. And so I'm wondering if any of you guys have been friends with your exes and that you can really keep that new boundary in place because something brought you guys together initially, if it was a healthy relationship that just didn't last forever. And I want you to also think about, are you somebody that, just burns that bridge? I guess I've just been really surprised how many people tell me that they don't look back. They just don't even visit the idea of any type of connection with somebody in their past. And I just feel so strongly that you're denying yourself something. It has been so thoroughly, absolutely healing to talk to these people that want me to know how they remember me, and they want me to know that I still matter even when we weren't in touch and in communication. And just realizing that the life we live, we have a huge ripple effect. You throw that pebble in the water and it ripples across. There's something to be said for that. There's something to be said of the impact that we are making. So think about who you could be impacting that you're not even talking with. Maybe somebody made a life choice because they met you. Maybe they got a different career. Maybe they moved because they met you. Maybe they changed their lifestyle and healthier, or they're more active. We impact people in so many ways, and we don't always stop and take a little credit for it in a good way, where we're saying, maybe that relationship didn't really work long term, but you know what? They just lost 50 pounds because we started working out together and got inspired to do more. It's not that you did it for them, but you were part of that inspiration. And it's exciting to be able to see what is impacting you. And this isn't even just straight up intimate relationships. The other day, I was just kind of in a zoning out moment, and I sat down and went through my contact list on my phone. And oh my goodness, I had people from my Mary Kay days that I ended probably 15 years ago almost. And I had all these different people I've met and dated, people I don't talk to. And I deleted my phone to almost like half the amount of people. But it was also like going down memory lane, and there was many, many positive memories in there. And it was exciting to be able to think about people that I have made a connection with, that our paths have crossed in the past. And this is something I want you to maybe check out your contact list, check out your friend list, see who you could reach out to. Who have you lost touch with? A few years ago, I did this thing where I started reaching out to all these people I'd lost touch with, that I just was putting out kind of this attitude of like, let's reboot, let's recheck in. And it had been years people I hadn't had, a glass of wine with, a happy hour, I took a walk with. I got so busy that I ended up accidentally triple booking myself a couple times. I didn't realize so many people would respond so positively to just reconnect. And recently I had a friend, I haven't seen her for almost 3 years, and she recently said to me, I'm really sorry, life got busy, but you were the first person on my list I wanted to reconnect with once I felt I could be social again and get out and do fun things. And it was such an eye-opener to think, I could have been mad at her. I could have been upset. I just knew that something was going on and I didn't want to make it a big issue. So many times I think we've been rejected by someone, but we're just not the fit that they need at that moment in their lives or our lives, and things just need to run their course. But when somebody reaches back out to you, will you say yes, or will you just say, no, you left me then, I'm not going to trust you again? I think our world has got too many walls. I think our emotional hearts have too many walls, and we all want to just kind of know, where's it going? Are you going to be a friend I can trust again? Are you going to be an intimate partner in my life again? Are you going to become something different in my life, sometimes we don't get to define it all. But if somebody reaches out and wants to reconnect, give them a chance, give them an opportunity, because you might just learn something. So I'm really excited to hear from you what you are inspiring. Like, people keep asking me, what is going on? What am I saying to get all these people in my past to reappear? And actually, I just kind of stopped and paused and told the universe I wanted some really strong people in my life that I feel a connection with. And those people are appearing. Ironically, I already knew a lot of them, but it's meant a lot to me to have them back, have a communication with them, have a validation, but I'm also seeing that they're appreciating it too. They're appreciating that I still care about them. I still know them. I remember things that we shared just like they do. So I want to hear who's reappeared in your life, and if you said yes to talking again. Because you know what? As one of my very, very fabulous dear friends in New York said to me once, it's hard to find someone that you're just comfortable hanging out with. And you know what? Sometimes it's somebody from your past, because you already know each other and the awkwardness and confusion is already gone, and you've already worked through a lot of this stuff. So now you can define what kind of a new relationship you want to have. So I am Jacqueline, professional matchmaker with Discover Love Matches, and I would love for you to like it, comment, and subscribe, because I'm going to keep sending you stuff. And I wanted to dig in. And this is a deeper message, I have to say. It brought up some tears thinking about it. It kind of emotionally tugged at my heart. And it's a big step for me to really admit that vulnerability of making myself available to people that have either hurt me or not shown up, or that I've hurt and that I have rejected and that I didn't understand. And I had to put myself in the hot seat too. But in the end, it's been way more healing than I ever imagined. It's given me so much more confidence to speak up. I've been able to also tell people things that I didn't get to tell them when we were together. And I felt like this sense of rebirthing closure, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like I could put closure to the past, but we can rebirth a new opportunity to have a fresh connection, a fresh friendship, or a fresh, we're done in a good way. Like, if I see you again, I will be feeling like there aren't any more words we need to share. We already did that. There's something really peaceful about it. So comment below and let me know, because I want you to just pull out that little block around your heart, open it up, and see who comes in to visit. And just keep yourself safe. Let them love on you. Receive the fact that somebody might be missing you right now. Somebody's probably thinking about you right now. Somebody's probably wishing that you would reach out to them. Wonder who it is. All right. Let me know what you think, and I will be looking forward to sending you more video updates very soon.